Hello everyone, today I'm going to talk about the biggest corporate Bitcoin holder in the world selling again for the fourth time since June. And this is a massive shift from the never sell philosophy that has the whole crypto community paying attention. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. I post every single day about the crypto facts, crypto news, and interesting crypto stories. There is no hype, no scams, and no fake financial advices. So make sure you subscribe. It means the world to me. And let's start with this video. Okay, as I said, this is about strategy, MicroStrategy, the famous company that has the most bitcoins in the world. About 842,000 of bitcoins they still have, even though they have sold so many of them. Okay, so here's what happens. Strategy, as I already told you, used to be known as MicroStrategy, just sold another 1,690 Bitcoin for about $109 million. Crazy numbers. And this is their second sale just this month. On August the 3rd, they sold roughly about 105 million Bitcoins, or $1 million worth of Bitcoins. And before that, they sold $216 million of Bitcoins between July 1st and 5th. So just in 5 days, they sold $260 million of Bitcoins. So they have now sold for the fourth time since June. And here's the thing. Each sale is getting a little bit bigger. The first sale was 1,186 Bitcoins. Then it was 3,588, now 1,690. They're clearly ramping up. Now, to understand why this is such a big deal, you need to understand who Strategy is and how they got here. So this is a company that under Michael Saylor, brilliant guy. By the way, there is an amazing interview of Michael Saylor in a renowned podcast. Go to the YouTube and really worth watching. Well, Mr. Michael Saylor started buying Bitcoins in August 2020. They initially invested $250 million and then they just kept buying, and they became the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin in the world, holding roughly 4% of all the Bitcoin that will ever exist. So that's around 842,000 of Bitcoins. And to put that in the perspective, the total supply of Bitcoin is capped at about 21 million. So all of the Bitcoins ever made or created were 21 million. And just one company still has more than 840,000. So Strategy alone, as I said, 4% of all the total of Bitcoins. And that's insane concentration of Bitcoin or of capital on one place. And Michael Saylor famously said that selling Bitcoin would be like selling Manhattan in the 1800s. He told everyone, never sell your Bitcoin. He said Bitcoin is the best store of value in history. He made it the entire identity of his company about not selling crypto. And the stock traded more like a Bitcoin ETF than a software company. And for years that strategy worked. MSTR shares skyrocketed alongside Bitcoin. They were the poster child for corporate Bitcoin adoption. So they inspired dozens of other companies to follow their lead and do the same thing. But obviously something changed. In late June this year, Strategy announced they might sell up to $1.25 billion in Bitcoin to build up cash reserves. By the way, why do they need so much cash reserves? And they have been selling ever since. So the company's official statement said that they're actively managing their balance sheet, whatever that means. So translation, they need cash. What's their average buy price? Around 75,400. That was the average buy price for Bitcoin. And with Bitcoin where it is now, they're sitting on roughly $10 billion in paper losses. To break even, Bitcoin would need to rally about 18% from current levels. So that's a massive gap. So even though they know they are losing huge amount of money, they still want to sell with losses, which is something to think about. So why are they selling if they're taking such big losses? Well, the answer is simple. They need cash. Strategy traditionally funds its Bitcoin purchases by selling stock and issuing convertible debt. But with Bitcoin's price down nearly 43% since October and MSTR shares dropping almost 70%, they need to show investors they can meet their cash obligation even if markets stay volatile. So they also need to pay $2 billion convert bond coming due this next year. So they're raising cash the only way they can by selling Bitcoin at a loss. So the company's CEO, called Feng Li, actually praised the latest sale, saying their cash reserves are now at all-time highs. Congrats. He said that they're using the proceeds to optimize their capital structure. That's corporate speak for we're trying to stay afloat, I would say, but okay, who am I to say, right? But here's another thing. Strategy isn't alone. Over the past year, a wave of companies copied their playbook and loaded up on crypto. But that trade has soared, I would say, and other companies are struggling also. So Solana-focused Soulmate has lost nearly all its value. So the corporate Bitcoin's treasury trend is facing a serious reality check. Either we admit it or we don't. So in fact, I would say industry leaders say that they are seeing a gradual shift in corporate rhetoric. And yes, when you say something at a certain time and then completely opposite a bit later, then something is going on, as we all can see. So companies that once saw crypto as a revolutionary technology are now treating it as just another asset class once they're willing to sell when times go tough. So yeah, completely different rhetoric, but let's move on. I found another really interesting thing. While Strategy is selling and they're still holding 842,000 of Bitcoins, they're still a massive position. But the fact that the biggest Bitcoin bull is selling every single week, I would say, is a major shift in sentiment. Because this isn't just a company panic selling because they lose faith. No. This is a company managing its balancing sheet because the market has turned against them. So I'm going to give you a bit of historical context so you know what I'm talking about. In March 2021, MicroStrategy sold $1 billion in convertible notes to buy more Bitcoin. At the time, Saylor said that they were pleased with the results, and in June 2022, when Bitcoin crashed to just $20,000, Saylor said, never sell your Bitcoin. So in April 2024, he said Bitcoin will eventually reach $10 million per coin. He actually said it. So for years, the message was always the same, hodl, 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 which means hold your Bitcoins, don't sell, because Michael Saylor said they were going to be $10 million per each coin one day. And we still don't know, maybe they are going to be, but for now it doesn't look like this. And now, and if they are going to be $10 million, why are they selling now with the losses? But let's move on. And now, just a few months later, they're selling every week, and that's just not a change in strategy. I would say that's a complete reversal of what they were saying. So what does this mean for you? Well, if the largest corporate holder of Bitcoin is selling to raise cash, it tells you something about the state of the market. Companies that were once champions of Bitcoin are now pivoting to survive. Also, now AI is focus of everyone, so all the capital is going to AI. And I think that AI is huge reason for that also, because everyone wants to push money to the AI because it's going to bring higher profits, and once they earn on AI, I think they will move back to the Bitcoin, and Bitcoin will explode then to who know what level. So it also tells you that no one is above market forces, not even famous and very smart person Michael Saylor. By the way, thank you for being with me. Hopefully I have cleared the fog for you. If you liked the video, if you got any value, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Press a like for this video. It means a lot to the community and to myself, and it gives us boost to continue with the work. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.